Senator Smith.
Thank you very much, Mr President. My question is to the Minister for Finance, Senator Cormann, in his capacity as Shareholder Minister for the National Broadband Network. Can the Minister advise the Senate—
Order. Senator Smith is entitled to be heard in silence. Senator Smith.
Thank you, Mr President. Can the Minister advise the Senate what NBN Co's strategic review has discovered about the true state of the national broadband network?
Now, when there is silence on my left, we will proceed. The Minister for Finance, Senator Cormann.
Thank you very much, Mr President, and I thank Senator Smith for that question. Mr President, today, for the very first time, the Australian people have the real facts.
Senator Cormann.
You're wasting my time.
Order. Senator Cormann, continue.
Thank you very much, Mr President. Today, for the very first time, the Australian people have the real facts in front of them about the true state of Labor's NBN. And of course, those facts are ugly, very ugly, much more ugly than Labor ever—
Senator Cormann, resume your seat. Senator Cormann is entitled to be heard in silence. Senator Cormann.
Thank you very much, Mr President. Those facts are ugly, much more ugly than Labor ever led on to the Australian people before the last election. Minister Turnbull and I asked the new leaders of NBN Co to come clean with taxpayers about the time and money needed to finish the NBN project under the policies of the discredited former Minister for Communications.
Senator Cormann, resume your seat. Now, when there's silence on my left, I'll call Senator Cormann. Senator Cormann.
Thank you very much, Mr President. Senator Conroy doesn't
Senator
like
Cormann,
to hear the
resume
facts.
your seat. On both sides. Senator Cormann, continue.
Thank you very much, Mr President. The strategic review into NBN reveals that the cost of completing the NBN would soar to $73 billion, a staggering $29 billion more than we were ever told by Senator Conroy. Revenue to 2021 would be a staggering $13 billion less than asserted in the NBN Co's most current corporate plan. Barely 2 in every 10 Australians would receive the NBN by 2016, and almost half would still be waiting by 2019. Australian households would pay up to 80% more for broadband.
Senator Cormann, the calling across the chamber makes it impossible to hear the answer of Senator Cormann. Senator Cormann.
The NBN would not be completed until 2024, which is 3.5 years later than the completion date in the current NBN corporate plan. Remember Labor's promises in 2007. National broadband would be finished by 2013. Then it would be built in partnership with the private sector. That it was going to cost taxpayers $4.7 billion. Every fact asserted by Senator Conroy and Labor about the NBN has been proven false.
For answering the question. Order. When there's silence, Senator Smith will continue. Order. Senators wish to debate this. It's after question time. Order. Senator Smith.
Thank you, Mr President. A supplementary question. Can the Minister explain how the government's NBN will better protect the interests of Australian taxpayers?
$41 million is their cost.
When I will call the Minister when there is silence. Order. When there is silence, I will call the Minister. Senator. No. Senator Cormann.
Thank you very much, Mr President. Under Labor, the NBN was ordered to roll out a technology handpicked by Senator Conroy, regardless of cost. Senator Wong was a shareholder minister, but she clearly didn't have the strength to stand up to Senator Conroy in relation to this fiscally irresponsible and reckless approach. It is extraordinary.
Senator Cormann, just resume your seat. Order. Order. On both sides. On both sides. Order. On both sides. On both sides. Senator Cormann, continue.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. It's quite extraordinary that Senator Wong never tried to limit the exposure for taxpayers. This government, in contrast, is setting up a hard limit of $29.5 billion on the capital we will contribute, and we have freed up NBN Co's management, freed them up to choose the most cost-effective technologies to deliver the network. That is the only responsible way to complete this project, and this is the responsible way to protect taxpayers. Something that Senator Wong never did. She just let Senator Conroy run free, run amok and waste money.
Senator Smith.
Thank you, Mr. President. A final supplementary question. Can the minister tell the Senate whether Labor's NBN could have remained off budget?
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. $40 million for 25 minutes. You're a laughing stock.
Senator Conroy. Senator Conroy. Senator Conroy. Senator Conroy. Senator Conroy. Senator Conroy. You have been repeatedly interjecting. It is disorderly. Order. Order. Senator Cormann.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Senator Conroy is clearly embarrassed by the revelations in the NBN strategic review today. Reducing the price tag of the NBN is not only responsible, it is also the only way to credibly keep this project off the budget expenditure statement. Labor claimed its NBN was commercial and that they were building a valuable asset. A valuable asset. The strategic review makes it clear that Labor's NBN was a commercial disaster. It is expected to deliver returns below the rate of inflation. Below the rate of inflation. If the project continued on the same Labor trajectory, it could not credibly be kept off budget. The strategic review exposes the Conrovian fantasy
Senator Conroy.
Senator Conroy.
Senator Cormann, keep
Today, the Conrovian NBN fantasy was exposed.
going. Time has expired for answering the question.